I don't regret backing Star Citizen. Even now, after all the bugs, the delays, broken promises, the server issues, the times the elevator just decided to warp space-time and flung me into the void, nope, still don't regret it. It's not because the game is perfect. Hell, it's not even finished. And honestly, sometimes it feels like it's allergic to finishing. But regret? That implies I feel like I wasted my time or my money. And I haven't. I backed Star Citizen because I saw something that didn't exist anywhere else. A game that wasn't trying to be safe. A game that was wildly, recklessly ambitious. It wasn't another soulless looter shooter or quarter-based pew-pew festival with 5 planets and a season pass. It was a universe. A place where your ship has weight, where the act of flying from one planet to another actually feels like space travel, not a loading screen disguised as a cutscene. A game where ships have real interiors, missions go sideways, and you can get stranded on the surface of a moon with nothing but your boots and bad decisions. It's messy. It's janky. It's glorious. Now look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Star Citizen has delivered on everything it's promised. It hasn't. There are features we were told would be in-game years ago that are still missing. The game isn't complete, and the economy's missing huge pieces. And every patch is a gamble between this might be incredible, and I better reset that character again. I'm not blind, but I've also seen something else. I've seen a game get better, slowly, unevenly, and sometimes frustratingly, but better all the same. You only have to look back a few years to remember what we didn't have. No persistence, no physical inventory, no personal hangars, no salvage, no dynamic missions, no server meshing. Now, after a dogfight, I can jump in a vulture and tear apart a wreck I helped create, haul the materials back to port, and sell the scrap for real credits. That's not concept art. That's not JPEG adventures. That's real gameplay. And that kind of experience, that full circle gameplay where you're part of the cause and the reward, is rare as hell in a game. There are games out there that cost me $60 and gave me a weekend's worth of enjoyment before I shelved them. Maybe 10 hours tops. With Star Citizen, during the last 9 years, I've got 1,000 hours in this mess. And not just missions or combat, in moments. Like the mesmerizing first time I went through a jump gate. Or the first time we ran a multi-cruise ship and it wasn't like herding cats. Or the time my buddy accidentally yeeted my body off a ledge and into the center of the planet while trying to get me up with a metapen. He got me respawned alright in the funniest way possible. It's those unscripted moments that make it feel real. That's what keeps me coming back. I think a lot of the anger around Star Citizen comes from people who expected a finished product and got a science experiment. Some feel cheated, possibly scammed, which, yeah, that's fair, and I get it. The funding numbers are massive. The timeline's absurd. The community can be toxic, and I've already covered that in another video, link above. But if you back this game expecting instant gratification, you're gonna have a bad time. Backing Star Citizen isn't like buying a game. It's like buying into a possibility. You're supporting something that's being built in real time, in public, all the rough edges and exposed wiring that implies. And yeah, sometimes that really sucks. Sometimes it feels like you're paid to be a perpetual alpha tester. Sometimes it feels like you're watching a masterpiece being painted by a drunk guy with a blindfold on. But every now and then, his blindfold slips, and the picture starts to come together. Now, no one else is trying to do what Star Citizen is doing. Not at this scale, not with this kind of fidelity. GTA 6 will ultimately win awards and get accolades when it releases. That game has spent at least $1 billion on development per IGN. I'm willing to bet that number is actually significantly higher, possibly $2 billion. And what do you get for that? A debauchery simulator that celebrates the worst of mankind. Entertaining, sure, but not the world I want to live in. In contrast, Star Citizen is about a future where humanity puts their best foot forward and collectively achieves greatness. It's quite the contrast. So no, I don't regret backing Star Citizen. I don't regret the frustration, the disappointment over the extended development, or the time CIG dropped the ball. Because through all of that, I've had real moments in this universe. Moments that no other game has given me. I'm not telling you to back it. I'm not saying it's for everyone. But for me, I didn't back a product. I backed a dream. And I'm still here. Still flying. Still believing that maybe, just maybe, the best parts of this game are still ahead of us. And that's something I don't regret at all.